County, we carry the largest number of the students. That when we have the Jukwaa Usalama, the one that VP have mentioned, it will also assist us because the largest population in Kiambu County is the student in universities and the colleges. Thika constituency alone, we are having 15 institutions, which carries more than 60,000 students. On the issue of institutional safety awareness, we propose as the universities and colleges are joined in the University Security and Safety Week on September, so that we can have those awareness where we create linkages between the chiefs, the security personnel, and our students, so that we can talk one-on-one with them. Our students at some point, when they see the uniform, they fear a lot because they feel maybe the next thing is them to be in the court or maybe in the police stations. So we want to establish these sensitization programs together with your office. For us, we have the venues, we have the students, we have the mobilization skills. What we are only requesting from you is the funds so that you can support our budget. We are also requesting for number 2, the mental health awareness campaigns in between the universities. And we are aware that the CEO for NACADA is here with us today. And we are requesting also, together with partnership with your offices, we facilitate the mental health awareness in the university and in the colleges so that it can assist us to push for also other programs. As you have gathered this congregation today here, we are also requesting with your office to have a meeting with the student leaders once we have started the semester on September, so that we can dig deeper and engage with the student leaders so that we can also get from their point of view, because we are the largest majority facing this drug, substance abuse, and also insecurity concerns. One thing, that is the last one, is on the housing, and I've heard majority of us here have mentioned. I will use my example, the place that we are coming from. It is much expensive. You will find a place, a single room costing around 6,000. Even them, I know they are coming from different places. So we are requesting as the student fraternity that let there be policies that also guides on the rents, that guides also on the hostel, so that it can be at a subsidized rate, and it will assist us to run our university activities and also our academic performances. Thank you so much for having us here, and have a blessed day. Be blessed.
Thank you so much, Joyce and Evans, for representing very well your members. And now, CS and colleagues, it is my honor and pleasure to invite our CS to respond to the issues that you have raised. Welcome, sir.
Pigia makofi, Commissioner. Thank you very much. Ile maongezi mmefanya vizuri sana. Mmekuwa watu ambao mmefungua roho zenu. Na of course hatutamaliza yote siku ya leo. This is just but the beginning. Let me start by saying we started this forum so that we can interact. And you can see as much as possible, I was more generous with the chiefs, assistant chiefs and OCSs and the members of public, because nikitaka kuonana na ACCs, but nikitaka kuonana na deputy county commissioner, ma county commissioner, ma county police commander, itakuwa rahisi. But most of you wenye mko bottom, before you reach up, itachukua process. And so it was important to listen to your ideas. And I've recorded a number of good ideas. Like I've told you, for the last, we've now reached how many, 4 months or so, we have had so many ideas that have improved our policies ya kupeleka mbele. Kabla sijajibu yale mmeniuliza, wacha niseme yangu pia kidogo. Kwanza, let me say, we are here, like I said earlier. We are everything, security, for this county. So the well-being of this county is on us. Kuna chief alikuwa anaongea pale akasema, watoto wetu wamepotea, watoto wetu wanakunywa pombe, na watoto wetu wamepotelea banki. Sasa kama chief ataniambia hivyo, kama watoto hawajachungwa vizuri kwa shule ama familia na wako society, na yeye sio mtu mzuri, sio tabia mzuri, ameharibika mtoto. Sasa shida yake penye anapata bangi na pombe haramu ni wewe. Because wewe ukiondoa bangi hakuna kitu atavuta, na tukiondoa pombe hakuna kitu atakunywa. Of course we have no control about good alcohol, but I'm saying hii pombe haramu na hii ingine ya bangi ni jukumu letu sisi. We are the ones who are solving this problem. Na mimi nataka kusema hakuna kitu, niliambia one of the kikaos, hakuna mahali bangi inauzwa na pombe haramu inauzwa bila support ya chief na OCS. No, si ni ukweli? Yaani unataka kuniambia pombe itauzwa mahali na chief ajui? Na ni location yake. Kama inauzwa kwa location yako, unajua hatutaki kuanza hii society yenye mpaka waziri afike ndio pombe ipigwe, pambane nayo. Kuna wakati President Uhuru was in office and we were with him. I was his majority leader. Wabunge walitembea hapa yote kumwaga pombe. Mwaka pombe, pigana na watu, kuarrest watu. Lakini hiyo sio kazi ya wabunge. Yeah? Kuna mtu, hiyo ni kazi yake every day. Every day, that is your job. If everybody does their job every day, we will not need big men to come to roll around, wandering around saying that they are going to clear pombe na bangi. So I want us to be diligent, like we have succeeded in doing in many other counties. Tumepitia na waomba kwa heshima tuchukulie hii kazi yetu more seriously, na ikue kazi yako ya kila siku kupambana na ile kazi umepewa. Kama vile bwana chief alisema, chairman wenu, hii ndio kazi tulitafuta. Wangapi chiefs waliandikwa last year? Ama 2 years ago, unaona? Wana chief, wakati ulikuwa unauliza hii kazi ulijua hakuna ofisi na hakuna motorbike? Si ndio? Ni ukweli? Hata ukikuja, hata wakati ulienda interview ulijua tu haina motorbike. Si kwa sababu wewe ni mtu ya hiyo location. Sasa wakati ushaingia ofisi, motorbike inakuwa ni excuse. Please be seated. Let's not look for excuses. Kwa sababu tulitafuta hii kazi. Askari akiomba kazi anajua ni salary ni ngapi. Anajua anaweza tumwa anywhere in the country. Na anajua kwamba inahitaji certain level of sacrifice. I will answer all these other welfare related issues. But the first thing is to have the right attitude and the right passion to serve your people. Wewe chief na assistant chief, wewe ni mtu wa community hiyo penye unatoka. It is therefore expected that you have a long-term interest in the location and sub-location where you come from. Na ni itabidi uweke bidii kwa kazi yenye unafanya. Wewe chief na assistant chief, you are not, even though you come from that community, you are not an officer of that community. You are an officer of the Republic of Kenya. So you are expected to behave juu kidogo. You are of Kiambu. You are from Kiambu, but not of Kiambu. I am just paraphrasing a biblical verse. You come from this county, but you serve the Republic of Kenya. You must carry yourself with the dignity, stature of a national or a national government officer on the ground. Therefore, there are certain values and principles katiba ina insist yenye lazima ujifunze. Article 10 of our constitution. You must participate, help the people understand. You must have values. You must exercise patriotism. Hakuna vile utakaa hapa kwa Kiambu na wakati watu wanaongea hapo mambo yao ya local, wewe unasema unajua sisi kabila yetu lazima tunyoroshe kabila ile ingine. Sisi tumeonelewa. Chief. Ati kuna chief anasema one time. I mean, even if you don't agree with the government of the day, You are supposed to serve, wewe utaserve hii serikali, utaserve ile itachakuliwa, utaserve ile itachakuliwa kwingine. Your role at every time is to carry yourself like a public servant. You know, let me tell you something. You know, I see some people circulating my clips around there. Let me tell you something. The stability of a country is its public service. Tumeelewana? The stability of the country is its public service because it transcends governments. So to keep it stable, you must remain focused. Kama there is law enforcement, you enforce the law. Kama it's about standing firm, you stand firm. Sometimes kwa hii kazi nilipewa, I wish, it's different from other jobs. Let me just say I wish. It's different from other jobs I've ever held. Because what we are doing here is about life and death. Ukweli ama si ukweli? And it's about stability of this thing called Kenya. So to keep Kenya together, you don't want that your tenure, when you are serving in any place in this country, you fail the test of holding the country together. Wewe ni ofisa umetoka another place, you are serving in Kiambu. Unasema wacha hao watu waumie na pombe yao, wazame, wavute bangi, si ni watoto yao. No. You have a responsibility in Kiambu just the same as the responsibility you would have had in Lamu, where you are born and brought up. That is why you are an NGA officer, you are a national government officer. So Article 10, principle of patriotism, must apply. Be diligent. Understand your job. Love your job. Kuna sehemu mimi naenda wananchi tu wanasimama wanasema huyu OCS, unaona huyu OCS, ongezea yeye. Ukipata hata cheo, please, IG, promote this officer on merit. Why? Because of their contribution, their commitment, their innovativeness. Anafika hapo, hakuna nini, hakuna kitu police station, ana mobilize local community wanakuja, wana clean the place. Sometimes they do things that are more innovative. That's why you're an NGA officer, you are more creative. This thing of saying you foster good relationship with the community. Bwana OCS, usiende ujifungia hapa police station. It's your job to interact with the community. That's where you get information. Serve those people with diligence. Wewe ni OCS wa area na unakunywa pombe. Wewe unastaka ukifika police station unakuja unasema mimi ndio OCS ya hapa na hakuna kitu mtanifanya. Yaani hata watoto wanakuenjoy. OCS, kuna polisi hao wenye wako police station yao wanakunywa pombe. They are addicted alcohol. Instead of keeping them there to become an embarrassment, bring them to the attention of your county commander, waende rehabilitation. Sio wakae kwa police station. So that the dignity of the place is protected. You know? Otherwise, how will you enforce the law in an area that people don't trust you? Number two, in that same spirit, know your job. Chief unaenda baraza unaulizwa ni shilingi ngapi? Raia anauliza tuna register SHA na shilingi ngapi? Nasikia chief anasema mimi sijui sana, hii mambo ya SHA haijaniingia sana, lakini naomba tu nyinyi kuregister, unajua. Na hata kuna chief wengine wanasema fanyeni tu kwa sababu mimi nataka kuchunga kazi yangu. Raia wanakuona wanasema hii mtu hataki hii job ama amini hii vitu yenye serikali inasema. You need to take time to know your job, and you cannot be an expert on everything. You are entitled to, you have the benefit of having people who know something in the community. One of your barasas, peleka kijana moja, peleka expert moja, aende aongele, unaambia watu kabla sijakaa chini, huyu mtu anaelewa sana hii subject, wacha aeleze nyinyi vile hii inaendelea. Anaelewa mambo ya rehabilitation, anaelewa mambo gani. Exercise, take the advantage of the expertise that you have in your community. Also you yourself, enhance your knowledge. Ongeza kitu, enda mbele. Number 3, corruption. Yenye inatumaliza sasa kabisa ni kitu kidogo. Hiyo ndio inamaliza hii sekta yetu completely. Ule bwana wa traffic aliongea mambo mzuri. Kitu yenye hakuniambia tu ni kuniambia na hika kitu yenye askari akiona matatu anafinya hata ni kama washajuana, ukifika tu hivi mkono yani inaendanga like a machine yenye ishakuwa established over the years. Nani wapi ule traffic guy? Nyongeza bana. What is all this thing? Yenye mtu ako na crown kama wewe kabisa, mtu mheshimu, anaheshimiwa. Akiona matatu tu anakaa hivi kando na tauti hivi na mikono inasonga ikisonganga. How do we end this thing? Wewe fikiria tu, lakini sijasema ujibu sahi. Hiyo ndio kitu moja ungevaa uko umesemea hapa bwana Nyongeza. Because hii ndio inatupatia hata ranking tuko number 1 kwa wizara. Kwa sababu ya mambo ya hongo. Chief unaambiwa sign kitu kwa mtu, unasema kabla sijaweka sahihi ya chief, leteni ya wino. Watu wanasema chief. I'm glad the chiefs and assistant chiefs, na wacha niwapatie habari nzuri. Tulifanya utabiti recently. Tukapata of all public servants, the most trusted, wajana politicians, wajana hata ministers, wajana nani, the most trusted public servant is a chief and assistant chief. Lakini imagine sasa kama mngetia bidii kidogo tu, tungekuwa tunaenda hivi. And that's why it's important for us to take our job seriously. Corruption ndio inatuumiza, na I want us to take it seriously. Of the things imesemwa kuhusu Kiambu hapa, kuna mambo matatu ningetaka kuemphasize vile nimeketi na watu wa security. Number 1, mambo ya alcohol na drugs. Alcohol na drugs. Kidogo mmepambana na ile muratina na chang'aa na nini. But we still have adulterated ethanol na hii cheap spirits na nini ambayo inauzwa, inaumiza watoto wetu. Na ukiona kitu inauzwa cheap, suspicion number 1 tu, ukiona kitu inauzwa cheap na inauzwa kwa duka lakini ni cheap, suspicion number 1 ni kwamba kuna kaukora imewekwa hapo. Hata kabla hujaona vizuri, as they say, if the deal is too good, think wapi? Twice. We have to institutionalize our fight against illegal, adulterated, illegal alcohol, mambo ya drugs na hii yote pombe mbaya. Na tumekubaliana leo we have 100 days of rapid results initiative. 100 days to make sure that we sort the place. We will also work in the county with some team that will come from the headquarters to help you. We are targeting, our main target is the manufacturers, especially the manufacturers who have the right factory and then they put satellite factories kwa slum areas kama Kiangombe, kwa Thika and some other places where they go and hide, but they bring from there, come and sell it through the factories that have been licensed in Ruiru and other places. We will help you, but also county commander na team yako, you must take very decisive action. The reason why hii kazi inaenda hivi alafu inalala is because once we do one operation, the criminals realize or the perpetrators realize it is very painful. What do? They compromise the officers. Wanalipa hongo. These people also are extremely well connected. You know that? They are very well connected. Kuna SCC aliniambia kwa Kericho. No, kwa Nakuru. SCC. Alikuwa anafanya kazi Kericho. Akaniambia, mkubwa, unakaa umepambana na pombe, alafu siku moja muuzaji wa pombe anakuambia you will be transferred. Kabla hata uja process hiyo maneno, in 2 days unapata barua ya transfer. So wanasema kumbe mtu ya pombe is more powerful kuliko mimi ni SCC wa serikali. We have agreed in our headquarters and through all our teams, nobody will be transferred at the behest of a request of another person or for political interest. We will not allow that issue. That does not mean that we will not receive complaints. Tabata complaints from elected leaders, Tabata complaints from business people and so forth. But nobody will be touched without credible investigations. Especially officers who are doing a good job. They become victims ya mambo yenye wanawekelewa. Ukiona mahali mambo ni kila mtu yani askari anapendwa na kila mtu na hakuna mkora ana complain, hiyo mapenzi ni suspicious. So we are happy when some characters are complaining about our officers, especially the suspicious characters, not the good public servants. So we are going to have to deal with this issue. We must, in another 100 days, we must come back and we must get a proper report ya kwamba Kiambu has improved. From last year we have improved, but we can do better. We can still do far much better. And we are going to reward officers who are going to do a good job. We reward them with promotions. We reward them with good things. Officers wenye wamekuwa familiar na hii environment, wameshikana wakora, they will be transferred to another place, especially those who are got used to hanging around here for a long period of time. Mimi sijasema mwenye ameiba amefanya ukora, amefanya nini, hiyo atastakiwa. But if someone is so familiar, amekuwa lazy, hakuna haja tuweke mtu hapa amezoeana, yeye ni shareholder ya bar ambayo inauza bad alcohol, na kuna mtu Tana River amekaa 10 years kwa operational area. Lazima tubadilishane kazi. Huyo aende operation, ule mwingine pia akuje afanye hii kazi hapa. Pengine atapata hii is a bit more lighter to do the job. For chiefs, kwa sababu hakuna pa kutransfer, njia yako ni ya kwenda tu nyumbani tuandike another chief kutoka hiyo village. You know, we take these things very seriously, and we get the reports. We get the security reports. Kiamba, banana, pombe imeendelea kuthrive, na vijana hapo kwa stage wanaendelea na bangi kwa sababu the OCS hapo and the police officer in that place is part and parcel of those who are giving protection to this and this and this. We will deal with that situation directly. So we must become a bit more serious. The last thing, the second issue, or is it the third issue? Gangs. We must not allow the resurgence of any form of a gang in whatever name to operate in Kiambu County and Central Region. It's important for us to deal with it as early as possible. There is no excuse ya kusema ni wanasiasa, ni politicians who are bringing this. That's not our excuse. Sisi tunaendea mwenye amechoma police station, we go for that one. Mwenye amechoma SEC office, we go for that one. We charge them for terrorism. You know, we are not doing these things so that it benefits us. And, to preserve the state is an extremely important exercise that we must involve ourselves in doing so. Mwenye alichoma Kikuyu police station, saa hizi county commissioner anauliza hapa ati mnijengee ofisi, tafutie pesa ya kujenga ofisi. Why should we be looking for public resources to build an office when we had built an office? Hii tabia imetoka hapa Kiambu, hii Dagoretti police station yenye imechomwa. Hii hapo mpaka the neighborhood wanachoma mpaka bunduki. Hiyo mabunduki hii tabia ilitoka wapi? And suddenly Kiambu becomes a place of that kind of violence. Don't take anything for granted. Let us take every situation very seriously. Bure, let me tell you, when I was in the university, when Kibaki came to office, and then Murongaru, and then Nani came to this ministry, and then Michuki came to this ministry. And saizo gangs ilikuwa imejaa dunia. Watu walikuwa, they were living in fear. Si chief mnajua hiyo? Me, I am not born and brought up here, but at least nyinyi mko na hiyo experience. Mungetaka Kiambu ikue kama siku hiyo before Michuki? No, I want to hear. Do you want Kiambu to be like before Michuki? So, they say usipozipa ufa, utajenga nini? Unajua kuna mchezo tunaweza kuwa tunacheza hapa, ati tufurahishe wanasiasa. Ati it is our community. Ni vijana yetu. You think it's a game to fight up someone else from somewhere else. Eventually, watu kulala kwa manyumba becomes a problem. Me, I come from a place where banditry is a big issue. Yeah? If I don't do what Michuki did in Kerio Valley huko, will I retire to a place yenye watu wako? Nikikuwa hivi ati tupendane na wakora na nini. So you guys, you must be ruthless kwa gangs so that it cannot terrorize the people of Kiambu and East Central region. And I really beg you, if you play around with these politics that in vijana yetu, I see some people coming to have justification. There is no justification for having a parallel system of government where people are collecting taxes, where people are not sleeping in the house, where people are being intimidated, where somebody who has not worked on anything is taking revenue from somebody who has done his job. We have to be ruthless and we have to be serious in dealing with these gangs. Tumeelewana? Hamtujaelewana. Even the way you are responding, hatujaelewana. Tumeelewana? Yes, bado. Tumeelewana? Yes, sir. If we don't deal with this issue decisively, we will be blamed. You and me will be blamed for holding public office at a time when we allowed criminals to run amok in our country. So we must be serious. We can play about other things. Michezo ya mambo ingine tutafanya hiyo karata ya siasa ya nini. It doesn't matter. You know, this country is very interesting. You know? Usiweke siasa sana kwa hii maneno. So uliona jana mwenye alikuwa hapa ameingia pale, mwenye alikuwa pale analia huko, mwenye alikuwa yu. Lakini tukiwacha nchi, country, there is only one country called Kenya. And when it burns down, we will be running, all of us. It doesn't matter who was the president and who was a sweeper. We will all be running around as a country. And it starts small. Tutakuwa kama Haiti and other countries if we don't deal with this issue of gangs. So gangs, because Kiambu we have a problem, Nairobi we have a problem, Nakuru we have a problem, Kakamega we have a problem, we have dismantled Kakamega, Zimbaya, Kisumu we have a problem. We must not allow this. Nimewacha message kwa Nakuru and I'm waiting for the results. We cannot allow, and I am going to be waiting for the results from here. County commander and your team, we must dismantle everything. Where is the county commander? He was somewhere. We must be able to deal. Yes, madam. County commander and regional commander, you must do your job to sort out this issue of gangs, and let us be ruthless. And let's go for the individuals that are helping perpetuate this, especially extortion. Mtu anajifanya ni kamangira, lakini amejificha hapo, is collecting money from people's businesses, matatus and so forth. Let us be serious people. Let's protect our country. The last issue is gender-based violence. We have a problem in the country, a creeping problem of gender-based violence. Watu wanapiga bibi zao. Alafu we want to normalize it that alikuwa na discipline bibi yake. Any form of an adult above 18 beating another adult, that is violence. Hakuna kitu. Hata siku hizi, even if you beat a child, it's also violence. We must face the problem of gender-based violence head on. But also kuna wanaume wanachapwa kwanza hapa. And especially women take advantage of their spouses kwa sababu wamepotelea pombe. Wakishalewa, pengine bwana zamani alikuwa anapika bibi. Sasa ameanza kuingia pombe, bibi amepata nafasi ananyorosha bwana yake. Wazee kwa sehemu hizi wanalala chini ya kitanda. We must be able to deal with this issue. That is violence. It doesn't matter whether it was the husband or it was the wife. That is violence. Na mimi naomba nyinyi chiefs na OCS. OCS. Kuna OCSs, mzee akikuja kuripoti kwamba bibi yake amempiga, anamwambia rudia tena, ati umepigwa na nani? Wewe ni mwanaume aina gani? That is why we have gender desk. Gender desk is not for women alone. It's to serve both women and men. And we must be conscious of this fact. I was in Bomet the other day. It's a big problem there. Gender-based violence. We must not allow gender-based violence. That's why watu wanawawa, This is also a problem we face with our police officers. OCSs, early warning. Ukiona officer mwenye ako na mental health challenges and is really complaining about 1, 2, 3, instead of waiting for him to use his gun to kill somebody else, let us resolve this problem early. Number, on the same issue, hakuna alternative dispute resolution for violence. Violence ikifanyika, OCS, kotini. Usiseme wacha tu wamesikizana. That's why we need continuous training of our OCSs. Ndio mtu asikuja kusema mkubwa, hao watu walikuwa wamepigana kweli lakini wamesikizana, wamesameana, tukawaachilia hawa. That is a crime against the state. And that applies the same to sexual violence. Defilement, yenye imezidi, yenye especially from kuna pedophiles. Especially family members, parents, fathers preying on their own children. That is an issue we must deal with. Tusiweke chini ya meza. Including using children. You know, because it's an urban area, using children for prostitution purposes. That is something we must be ruthless about. That's why ulisikia juzi niliposikia hii story yenye ilikuwa Mai, we took it very seriously. Because that problem exists. It exists in many, especially urban areas and along the busy northern corridor. Bahati mbaya too, in the same documentary, some characters lied to the people who are doing the news, kwamba they were underage and they were overage. But it doesn't extinguish the fact that we are struggling with issues about sexual offenses, including defilement and also trafficking in women for purpose of sexual purposes. We must be able to deal with that issue and confront face to face. There is no kind of crime that we are going to condone. Tumeelewana ndugu zangu? Now, let me respond to a few issues that you have raised. Ya kwanza, and most of these things have been written. The rapporteurs are there. It will be contained in the report of, for all of it. We are finishing this process before the end of next month. And the whole report, as I told you, many policies have been changed already, courtesy of these meetings. And as we progress, we are farming it up. We get few more ideas, but the report will capture the key issues of every county. Then we'll see how these issues are going to be addressed. I agree on terms of your welfare. You know that when we came in, the chiefs had stayed. I was shocked when we were in APTC Juzi. Yani the chiefs who have worked for 20 years, they've never been trained by anybody. You know? Wabi chief hapa mwenye hajawahi trainiwa for 15 years. Akisafu. Maybe Kiambu is better. Kuna mtu hajawahi kwenda this training yenye tunaenda sasa. Where are this? Yes. You see 50, you've done more than 15. How many? 12 years. Nani amefanya 15? 10 before training. Kiambu mkumbe mko sawa. Some places people have gone, even when we were in APTC, there were people who are 20 years, 15 years, 17 years. At least you are doing better. How many people who have stayed 8 years? Hawajakuwa trained? It is not a punishment. It was not your mistake. You are not, I've seen 8, 7 years, 7, 6, 5. So how many people have never been trained? Here, simama tu, simameni, just stand. People who are yet to go to Embakasi. It's not bad. It's not too bad. Some counties are worse. Please be seated. So when we came in, we realized we have 8,000 chiefs who have never been trained. And as I told you, you will finish this by December. So, and as soon as we finish the training, it will be followed by the necessary promotions that have been delayed. So ule chief alisema kwa hapa, to pay a waiver, there is no need for waiver. Because now we have fast-tracked the training itself. For ACCs, wale ambao tuliwa train, wamebaki 300. We are going to finish. Munajua tukiwa graduation, His Excellency the President gave us the resources to complete the 300 of you to be trained and then be promoted. Mambo ya stagnation generally across the board. Nimewambia mambo ya police officers, what we have changed already, and I already explained to you earlier. We have a problem here, offices generally across the board. I appreciate we have one member of parliament here to represent the others. And one of the things that we need to work with, and I am supporter of NGCDF myself. Yeah, I've seen what it has done in education sector. And I think we are going to work together with members of parliament, and I told them Tuesday when I was in parliament that we restructure it so that we build our offices for chiefs, ACCs, na mambo ya police stations. We have some of the worst police stations in the country. We have many terrible police stations. Nana akona police station in 1930s. Hapa. 30s. Yenye 30s, 40s. 1950s. You're in 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60 something. You can see, I've seen 70 something. Police station are 70 something, 80 something, 90 something. Then if you are beyond 90, you have a very good police station. So we have no problem here, police station in Kiambu, and we appreciate. Okay, the ones who don't have any police station in the first place. Yeah? You have a station of which years? Yeah, you see? Wakati nilikuwa nasema 60s, 50s, 40s, where will go happy? They are before independence. And a number of them, that is a challenge. It's one of the most ignored places. It's just because leaders never find themselves there. Nilienda to my next police station, my next ward. Hey, I was shocked. It has 2 rooms. One ya chief, room ya chief, the other ni ya OCS. Alafu kwa chief iko na mahali imewekwa kachuma. Mtu akiwa arrested anafungiwa hapo wakati chief anafanya kazi yake ameketi hapo chini. Yeah? Hata sitaki kusema ya huyu DIG Lagat niliona kwa social media. Hata IG wetu anaitwa nani? Kanja. Aliniambia usitangaze sana yake, wacha angangane ajenge zishikwe. So in most of us we have ignored the police stations. It's important to build the right police stations so that we can be able to move forward. Mambo ya uniform meskia, including the police officers, the planned new uniform is going to be rolled out before the end of this year. Mambo ya offices, ya chiefs, we are also working to make sure that housing, the president directed that 17,000 houses be built within the police stations under the housing project. And that is something we are going to follow up so that when we roll out, or a number of our police stations will have at least the housing incorporated in it. Mambo ya licensing. Mheshimiwa Speaker. Deputy Governor, sorry. Madam Deputy Governor. How many members of County Assembly managed to come? Please. We have, oh, is that so? Mulikuja mkachelewa wapi? Naona mmejificha huko nyuma. We have a good number of leaders here. Thank you very much. We will be introduced later. The biggest problem we have at the moment is the license, Madam Deputy Speaker, Deputy Governor. We have a problem with the licensing. Na mmesikia watu wamesema. Yenyewe nimeambiwa hii shida they across the country, lakini Kiambu is gross. Yeah, it's worse in Kiambu here, and I'm sure it's worse when I go to Nairobi and also Muranga and these areas around Nairobi. You need to sit down as County Assembly na watu wenu with public participation. You agree, you know, these are your voters. You need to agree how many bars can be licensed in a particular area in a manner that is responsive to the needs of the people, so that you can even be able to follow up. Licensing has become a big problem. And we can work this together out. You know, we can work out together. Because we are doing the enforcement, you need to amplify the role of the DCC in the sub-county. So that I know they have a role now in carrying out. But you see, the ultimate responsibility is for the county government. And this is an area that we have. If we have to help each other, we must. And it's coming out so many times across the place. Yeah. And then mambo ya protected affordable housing, national values, drugs, mambo ya mobility. We are doing the procurement. So by latest October or November there, tutapata magari, about 3,000. So what we'll do, we'll distribute it, ngao kidogo, police nyingi kidogo, prisons kidogo, like that, as we continue doing the procurement until we sort out this issue. And like someone has said here, let us have carpooling. For all these areas, we make sure that we do the what? The carpooling. And I like the statement made by the police officers that they work together. And I also agree with the ACCs. For the time being, if we can have at least one car in sub-county designated for the ACCs, then they can use it as we increase the fleet. You know, as we move to increase the fleet, we will put that into consideration. Mambo ya housing, nimesikia hiyo. Operationalization of the administrative units. Let me tell you where the challenge is. It's not difficult to do so. The problem is the budget. Do you know why nyinyi wote mnalia AIE? Because we increased the units without the budget increasing. And because of the pressure of recurrent expenditure within the national government, so unapata division yenye ilikuwa moja imegawiwa mara tatu. So ile AIE ilikuwa 50,000 ama 150,000 inarudi inakuja 50, inakuja 20, inakuja 15. Because the ultimate budget has not moved, yeah, commensurate to the number of the administrative units. So we are fighting for that. And you have to help us. We must all understand each other. As we roll out the administrative units, we roll out as we get the budget. And there are some that we are going to do this year based on the budget that we have just received. Very little amount of money, but we'll make sure that it is fairly distributed across the country based on the population and also the security challenges that is affecting every county. I agree on that, securing police stations. Mambo ya police officer with medical issues, I totally agree. And also, police officers being transferred closer to, as you, is it supposed to be the 5 years? Towards the end of your 5 years, unless you have a command responsibility, you are transferred closer to you, where you will retire. Ndio wanze kuzoana na watu wa kijiji yako. Si namna hiyo? So that has been going on, but we need to farm it up. But it's also true that kuna police officer hawataki kwenda huko. Unaona penye walikuwa wamekaa for 10 years, wamejenga kibanda hapo. So hataki kurudi penye nini, anataka kuretire hapo. So it is his own choice. Akisema awekwe karibu na Nairobi, it is his own choice. It's for us to support him, even though sometimes the family is complaining. The other side kwamba atuoni huyo mtu, atuoni salary yake and so forth. But where he chooses is where the National Police Service is going to support. Also, police officer transfers. Tuliambiwa hiyo, unatransferiwa mahali, lakini wewe uko na watoto na wako shule, na unaambiwa songa haraka. I think a lot of care should be put in this kind of transfers, particularly female officers, so that you consider them, you take a reasonable time, especially tumeambiwa where they are spouses. It is good to be within, a distance where they can be able to visit each other. Kuliko unachukua bibi yake anaenda Mandera, unachukua bwana yake aende Migingo. Inakuwa, all those distance. It's good to put a human face in terms of service. And the DIGs have had you, and the IG and other team had heard from elsewhere. Recruitment is coming up anytime from now. It's just a matter of weeks. Then that will increase our strength in the areas you have been having issues. We are working also to procure some motorcycles for you chiefs so that it can help you. Nasikia ile ya zamani imeisha. Kuna chief alituambia huko Nandi yake inapiga kelele kuliko helicopter. So one day alikuwa ameenda enforce ati watu wa kupiga chang'aa wanajua tu. Wasiposikia hiyo sauti wanaendelea na kazi yao. Sio sauti ikisikika wanafunga milango wanaondoka, akifika kuna mtu anaenda kushika, kumbe ni pikipiki ndio imeleta shida. We were also told about the ACCs and mobility. Kwamba kuna madama alisema ACCs wamepotelea katikati ya powerful chief and powerful sub-county DCC. Na ana gari, ana chochote, na anaishi nyuma ya bar and hotel, kibanda mahali. So we are working on those issues to see if you can also be accommodated. But also on the times of mobility, we try our best to make sure that we sort. Unajua Dio wa zamani alikuwa na Land Rover. Sikia kuna Dio. Lakini kumbuka pia huyo Dio wa zamani alikuwa Dio ya entire constituency. And entire constituency was Dio's jurisdiction. So when it was also reduced this pressure ya niliambiwa na madam mwingine juzi alipelekwa akienda baraza na mtu ya bodaboda akaenda alipoona tu baraza imeketi mzuri hivi sijui mtu ya bodaboda was excited akamwangusha kwa matope. So at the whole place wanahurumia madam SCC. So na yeye ndio alikuwa anangojewa. Mtu ya maana sana alikuwa anangojewa na hiyo mkutano yote akuje asuluhishe shida ilikuwa kijiji ya mashamba. So mama moja tu akaonea huruma akafungia leso na mtu alisikia tu mtu kwa mbali akisema huyu ataweza kweli kazi ameangushwa na nini. So we have to keep your job in dignity. Ama kule Makueni niliambiwa mwingine alienda na motorbike akaangushwa na mtu ya bodaboda ati wananchi wakasema serikali imeanguka kwa sababu ya ile maana ienda. So we need to deal with mobility issues and so that these issues are dealt with. Mambo ya maintenance, enhancement of AIA, enhancing counseling services. We also want to make sure that counseling, they are already there. Watu wengi wamesema we need counselors in some county. Kuliko tukue tu na counselor moja kwa county attending to everybody. We will also put that into consideration in the next recruitment to make sure that we have enough counselors. Mental health continues to be a big challenge because of societal problems and including pressure of economy and resources you have and all other things that people go through. We need to make sure that counseling services are also put in place. Capacity building and training. We've realized also that I've talked about Ngao, but also for police officers. We have agreed with the National Police Service that they must have continuous training for the police officers. And I like the proposal that it must be done at a local level so that people don't have to go to Kikanjo to learn certain things, except, of course, things that require shooting range or drills and so forth. But continuous training for the police officers, especially at management level from OCS Kwanda Ju, is extremely important, and we are going to start this financial year with the little resources that we have. And that should include financial literacy, capacity building, human rights, and so forth. Chief inspectors, all allowances, and then being transferred near home, separation of rank, more vehicles, NGCDF, infrastructure. Prisons also have the same problem, mobility and also building of infrastructure. And we can work with prisons. Hii maofisi yetu tukijenga, tutamwambia commissioner hapa aweke furniture. Alafu tunamlipa in a system that we can be agree because also they produce the furniture. It will be very important for us to do so. Mambo ya IPOA. As I gave my directions on use of force, if you have used force to protect yourself or protect the life of another citizen, there is nothing to fear. Na nimeambia IG, he must provide legal services to all police officers that are being taken into a legal process for doing the right thing, either to protect themselves or protect their own lives or a life of another person. And in the normal course of duty, anything you do within the law, even if you have used force, but within the defining principle of the law, and I broke down all those, issues, we will always stand by you. But if you pick a gun now, pick a tum to risasi buri, buri. I don't want to use which case because some cases are going on in court. But if you pick a gun and pick a innocent citizen, because they were in Mandamano, napiga mtu risasi, it's not a justification. Yeah, the fact that they were in Mandamano is not justification. You must be having a threat to your life or a life of another citizen, and that we will protect you. Or you are a police officer, watu wamekuja wanataka kuchukua bunduki kwa amari. You can't just sit there and watch. If that person gets that gun, how many people is he going to kill? With that gun. So you must protect life, but And these are not things that are new to you. You've been trained as police officers, and that nobody is going to have any problem with that. Mambo ya ICT equipment, we are working also with Konza Technopolis and the Ministry of ICT, with CS Kaboko and the team, to see how we are going to equip your offices. The equipment you have been given is now obsolete, and it was given more than 15 years ago. It's important that we replenish, and we are working on that, and pass. Beverly Nobora here is on top of that. Yeah, and then number of vehicles, more polytechnic talent support. I want to say I agree with the youth who have said here that we need Jukwaa la Usalama for universities and colleges. We have a crisis there. And once I finish this county thing, I will come for you. I will come, we do it together, you know. Nitaita baraza for colleges and universities. We have a very damning report from NACADA about the state of drug abuse within the universities, and these characters are targeting our colleges. There are things we have to work together. But also I've already directed that sub-county security team must co-opt dean of students of colleges and universities where they are, and the student leaders to attend a security meeting so that they can work together to see how they secure our colleges and the universities. So as the student presidents here, if you are invited to sub-county security meeting, please attend so that we can work together to secure our colleges and the universities. As a national policy also, we have agreed that where there are colleges and universities, we must provide police post or a police station, because that's a new population. For example, you build an institution like this, we have been told the students are 10,000. And some of them, especially the TTIs, they are new. At least this one was also there, you saw it growing. But in some places, you just go and establish new university. Then suddenly students are 10,000 or 20,000. What do you do with that community? That community is not used to that number. You know, it increases crime rate around the place. We have agreed that every government project that leads to exponential growth of population should also be accompanied by a security plan, which includes establishing both a police station or a police post, so that it can help the local community, and we will do that. Mambo ya village elders, I signed the CAB memo this week. So it's now going round, approved by Treasury, and then I will take it to Cabinet, Ikisha. We'll see how to deal with village elders. We are not saying we are employing elders. We just want to facilitate the work they are already doing to make sure that they do the good job. But also kuna sasa wakora wakisikia kuna airtime yenye itakuja ya village elders, wanaanza kujiita village elders. You know, that's the problem also. But we have to deal with those who have been sacrificing for many years to be village elders. Kiambu County, again, this is for county. You need at least to have one public rehabilitation center, because we have many problems here. The rehabs that are in Kiambu here are private owned. You know, so people come from all over the country to Limuru and other places. We need a local, whatever, rehab, and you can work with NACADA, build the infrastructure. They can help you technically to see how to establish and train. Because we need to rehabilitate the people who are addicted. Not necessarily those addicted by drugs or bad alcohol. Sometimes there are people who are addicted even with the beer that they buy from shops and wines and whatever drinks, all kind of drinks here. I went to the rehabilitation center in Miritini, and the people there are struggling. You find senior government officials who are being rehabilitated there. Lawyers, doctors, nurses, engineers, people who are being so na hata tukiulizana kwa hii hapa, kuna mtu hapa ajui ya relative mwenye ana struggle na pombe? So all of us here tuko na hiyo shida. So in every county, you need at least a rehab center that is public. The good thing with the public rehab center is that it's not driven by profit. So when you treat people, you treat wapone waende. Ndio wasiharibu public resources. Lakini private one, sometimes they treat you, you are left at some point, you come back, you pay more money, you come back, you pay more money. We urgently need in our country at least one rehab center in every county. CS to convene stakeholders meeting for mambo ya Del Monte, nimesikia hiyo Nyambura will agree. incorporate. And also, in the sub-county security team, border people are extremely important. They need to be included in the sub-county security team. Mambo ya street children, I've had you. And then mental health issues, I've had you. And so forth. And the meeting with student leaders. Wale wako na, we have about 90 chiefs who are now on contract because of how public service works. And because you have raised this issue, I am going to engage the Public Service Commission to see if they can be P&P. Because the principle of public service is everything, applies even to teachers. At 45 and above, you cannot be hired for permanent and pensionable. It has to be a contract, but we will discuss with Public Service Commission to see how they can help us. And then your pending cases, your chiefs appointed, na bado hawajapewa salary, about 602. 419 already with Public Service Commission. We are trying to push those ones to be paid. But by September, as I promised, I want to make sure that all of them are sorted. Wapate salary yao kuliko watu waendelee kuumia kupita hapo. Situwachia hapo jameni. Si mambo mengine tutafuatilia from there. Let me say this, that we truly appreciate this time you've given us. We know we are now wiser and better in terms of working together. And without much ado, I will be giving later the DIGs to say something and the commissioner to say something at the end. I want now to give this, and we try our best. How many, who is the most senior MCA? Do we have the leader, the speaker, the whip? Ama, you are leaderless and tribeless. So now that you are leaderless and you volunteer one person to introduce the rest. Kuna host MCA hapa? Hakuna hata host MCA. Ako busy kwa assembly. Ruth ndio mmechagua. So Ruth, karibu. You will introduce all the MCAs present. Alafu uongee on their behalf. Na ukaribishe Mheshimiwa Simon, mbunge wa Ruiru, aseme neno na akaribishe senator ndio amalizwe na deputy governor. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much. I want to ask all the members of County Assembly to come forward. I can see them at the end, at the far end. Kindly step up, Aju. Yeah. All right. I'll say their names here. This is all. Oh, all right. Thank you. You can say your name.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Susan Boro from Thika.
Good afternoon. Naitwa Rebecca Nyarwai Kiai from Limuru Sub-County. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shiko Muturi, and I'm a nominated member in 32nd Waziri. As you have mentioned that you're having the recruitment coming up soon, one of the things I would request quickly is when there was a directive that the president gave a while back, I think 2023, about the absorption of the NYS people. So I would request you that you would please have that the directive follow to the latter, because those who leave NYS, sometimes they just come back to the community and they have nothing to do. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick Garoya, MCA that is elected Gesha Tigoni Ward, and I'm also the chairman Trade, Investment and Industries. We want to register our apologies, Bwana Waziri. We had vetting that we were conducting at the Assembly plus other activities. In fact, most of our honorable members are in the chamber because we had other activities. And I want to assure you, Bwana Waziri, there is a lady in my land that donated, in my ward, that donated 1 acre. And the specification for that lady is that we are only supposed to do a rehab. So I want to assure you, the land is there for free. I will visit the NECADA offices so that we can have a public rehab. Kwa hivyo, Bwana Waziri, tumekushukuru sana because of this forum, and we are happy and we want to assure you, tuko nyuma yako na tuko nyuma ya rais. Na uambie rais asante sana kwa kushikilia vijana wetu wa Harambee Stars. Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Waziri. My name is Kongo Smart Wawa Jiko, MC elected Kiamwagi in Gatodo South and Tujibebe wa Kenya Party. I want to recognize my mother-in-law. She's here. Salimiana. Alinipatia msichana mzuri. Asante.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zipporah Ndua, nominated MCA Githunguri.
Good evening. I'm Anne Kariuki, nominated MCA Ruiru. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Esther Wambui Nyaga, nominated MCA from Thika.
Good afternoon, Waziri, and all protocol observed. I'm Christopher Ireri, aka Mkuu, MCA, elected at Limuru Sub-County, Bibirion Ward. Thank you.
All protocols observed. My name is Grace Wanjiro Hinga, aka Mamayo, elected member of the County Assembly representing the great people of Kabete in Kabete Sub-County. And I'm happy, Waziri, you have mentioned about rehabilitation. 2 years ago, I lost my son, the first son. It is painful to all mothers out there. And I know when it comes to rehabilitation, we are talking about the lives of our children. And I can see, Waziri, most of the people sitting here, our security team and personnel, are mothers and fathers. And also yourself, and also the leaders of this country are mothers and fathers. It is always painful when we are losing our children to the battle of alcoholism and drug abuse. And so, when we talk about rehabilitation, I'm one reader that will be glad and happy to save the other children who are back there. Thank you so much. You are Waziri. Asante.
Asante. Hamjambo. My name is Muferi Ngoge from Wewechaidhie. Asante.
Okay, hamjambo wote. Kwa majina naitwa Edi Kinyanjui, nimechaguliwa pale Nyadhona. Nyadhona iko pale Kabete. Mheshimiwa Waziri, ningekuomba wakati napeana gari, ward yangu iko na police station inaitwa Kibiko, Nyadhona na Gikoni. Please consider gari moja. Hawana gari. Si ndio watu wa kwetu Nyadhona? Asante sana.
Honorable CS, my name is Betty Kimani. I am not an MCA, but I'm a former MCA aspirant. I stand here on behalf of my MCA Kikuyu Ward.
Honorable CS, thank you for visiting Kiambu. My name is Pacifica Lucy Ongecha, nominated MCA in the County Assembly of Kiambu, and I'm a gender-based violence responder. So I was very glad when you mentioned about gender-based violence response, and we collaborate with CSOs that are responding to gender-based violence. And it's important to mention here that you need to collaborate also with the gender ministry, because these police officers, most of the time when they rescue, people go and report in the police stations that they have been beaten up, and women are there with children. They don't have places, safe houses where they can place these women and their children. So they have to collaborate with CSOs to have places where they can place these children. So we need safe houses in our country where we can place victims of gender-based violence. And we need continued collaboration with CSOs. Not all CSOs fight There are CSOs that we can collaborate with and work towards empowering our people on gender-based violence issues. So let us collaborate together and ensure that we are fighting the menace of gender-based violence in our country. Thank you.
Praise God. Nisalimieni kwa hewa. All the clergies, the CS, the DIGs, my friends, all protocols observed. Emily Warotera is my name. CS, I'm a pioneer in Kiambu County Government. And I'm glad to be here. So we are the ones who started the Bunge. 3 things I'll say, because I don't know whether I'll have a chance. 1, legacy. This is a legacy for you to do this Jukwaa la Usalama. So congratulations. Secondly, security starts with me, not with the officers here. Inaanza na mimi, ndio inaenda kwa chief, ndio inaenda kwa OCS na OCPD na wale wengine. So the question I want to ask us, is your neighbor secure with you before we involve the police and anybody else? That's the first question we need to ask. Kama siwezi weka simu yangu kando na niwe safe, lazima ibiwe nikimbie kwa polisi. Let security start with us. That thing, Bwana CS, you've talked about community policing very much. Kindly emphasize on it. Community policing is something that we have to work together. And that way, we will have, I'll give an example as matters in Naguzwa. Naguzwa nikiambiwa kitu. Kuna kanisa imeanza Thika police station. A church, where mtu akishikwa, kabla wajue vile watafanya, wanakimbia kwa police station, kwa kanisa ndani, wanaomba. I donated some bread and milk for the church, so that on Sunday, members of public wanakuja na watoto wao. So that is something we need to sit and discuss more. Community policing is the thing. Thank you very much and God bless us all.
Waziri, all protocol observed. My name is Jackie Nongari. Waziri, today, I'll say, when the history of this country will be written, your name will be written in capital letters. Today, we see the big fishes on TV, but today we can say our people have seen them live. Secondly, you've also proved that a politician can do work better than a technocrat. You've really shown that even us politicians can really work. I say, asante sana. In our native, we say, gayakora adhime mono, and you keep coming. Asante sana, asante. Oh, limesimama mara mbili, elected. So, ingine nikasimama, sikupanga vile waziri anasemanga, but ingine niko. Asanteni.
Waziri wetu na wakuu wote wa usalama, kwa majina naitwa Joakim Njama, mini MCA wa kutoka huko upande ya Ukambani, ward inaitwa Goliba, huko Thika East, huko ndiko nimetoka, na tumefurahia sana juu ya hii mkutano ya leo. Na sisi Wakikuyu tunasema muumina ajiroya gamara. Sasa mimi si maneno mingi nitaongea, acheni nifikishe hapo. Asante sana.
Yes, Waziri, all protocols observed. I'm Hezron Ngachui, MCA wa hapa Riabai, hapa Kirigiti. Thank you so much, Waziri. Leo umeshinda Kiambu. Karibu sana hapa. What I would request, because now you're here, we have good officers here within Kiambu. Our only problem ni police vehicles. We don't have police vehicles kwa sababu stations nyingi hakuna magari. So wakati tunataka kuhudumia wananchi hatuwezi kwa sababu hatuna mobility. Otherwise, God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, my colleagues. Bona CS, my name is Honorable Ruth Waidera. I am elected in Githega Ward in Githunguri Sub-County, and my OCS is here, a very nice woman who came to our ward when we didn't have even signage for a police station. Akatoa pesa yake kwa mfuko, akaweka signage. And more to that, pia akatoka hapo, akanunua mpaka furniture na pesa yake. Sometimes we don't appreciate these people and they do a good job. Hata niliona chief wangu na chief Waroi, very good people, like chief Waroi from Githunguri has been doing a certain sort of a course where he trains people through the churches, then they graduate, wale wanakunywa pombe sana. So we appreciate all these people. Where is my OCS, Jane? Don't know where she is. Oh, she's there. She's done quite a lot. So, Bwana CS, there are few challenges that we've listened to the members here. And one is the lighting across the stations. I'm sure like where I come from, in Githega Ward, police stations zangu zote, hakuna ile haina mataa. So we will work with our people and our OCSs to make sure kwenye hakuna stima, we work with the governor to make sure we are doing a very nice program ya solar street lighting. We make sure all our police stations are lighted up. There is also the issue of the road network across the places. Mara mingi our officers wanashindwa kuingia uko ndani kwa sababu ya barabara, si ndio? Kwa hivyo yote ongea na our deputy governor is here, atafikishia our governor ndio tuweze kusaidiana. We've also been able to do some few boda sheds for our people na tunaenda tukiongezea ya watu wa Nduthi, and we love them. And ya watu wetu na support yetu sana ile pale chini. Then I've heard you talking about the amendment of the Liquor Licensing Act, and I've seen the chairperson of the Honorable Hezron. I don't know where he has gone. He's the one who's the chairperson of that segment, and we'll work with your team. We see where we can be able to collaborate between officers, CC and county, and see whether we can be able to help our people. We had an amendment that we did, but it was not favorable, so we'll try as much as possible to work with you people. The issue of rehabilitation center is one of the things that we've been trying as a county government to make sure that our people get help. We'll also discuss with our people, our team at the county assembly, and see how we can be able to help each other. CS, asante sana kututembelea Kiambu, lakini kitu moja tu litufanyia ni kutunyang'anya ule chairperson wetu wa county assembly, Sabulei. Alikuwa atusaidia sana. He used to drive our welfare, but we are happy you're with him. Ukienda umsalimie, and we lost a very good person. Asante sana. Mwathi nemoko geithania. Nemoko nyiterera thirikari. Ado ya matireda kunyitirira thirikari kana nemoko nyiterera thirikari. Mta support serikali ama mta support? Aya, sawa. Asante sana Mr. Kingara. Karibu sana. Asante, thank you so much.
Okay. Mungu ni mwema kila wakati. Bana CS, rafiki yangu Murkomen, DIG na uongozi wote wakatusi ya Kiambu, hamjambo. Langu litakuwa fupi sana. Kwanza niwaambie wambunge wangekuwa hapa. Bwana CS, ni vizuri mjue kuna PG ilikuwa inaendelea pale Nairobi, na wengi hata mimi nimetoka hapo, na nikaona ni vizuri kuja kuwakilisha Kiambu. Otherwise wengi karibu pahali rais hako hawezi toka haraka, ndio mimi nikaona nitoke. Na sababu moja imefanya nikuje, Bwana CS, I don't know whether you are aware that Ruiru is the most populous. Na ndio ukiangalia watu wale wengi wamesimama hapa walikuwa nasema nimetoka Ruiru. Hata mimi Simon Kingara nimetoka Ruiru. Na changamoto ya usalama inakuwa pahali kuna watu wengi. Na nichukue fursa hii Bwana CS kuwashukuru viongozi wote wako hapa wanachunga usalama katika Kenya yetu, hasa gatuzi la Kiambu. Na lile jambo sugu sana kama vile watu wengi wamesema, tafadhali na utulifu Nairobi, kwa sababu sisi ndio tunashikana na Nairobi. Tafuta magari ya Kiambu. Na niseme hivi, ndio unijibu saa hii. Sisi watu wazuri, watu wa Githurai, tulipatiana gari yetu last year ikasaidia Kasarani, ikachomwa na tukapoteza watu, na mtatuishia gari yetu. Wangerudisha. Tulikuwa watulifu, tukapeana, ikaenda ikachomwa, tumelia. Sasa janga likitokea lingine tutarudisha mkono kweli? Tafadhali hata kama hufanyi kitu kingine, rudishia Githurai police station gari yao, na hiyo ni 100% CDF built. please, even if you are not to do any other anything around there. Ingine, CDF, kwa sababu ni vizuri kutaja, na wakati waziri ulikuwa pale bugeni ulitaja mambo ya CDF. Kuna watu wanataka kumaliza CDF, na hata leo nimesikia hayo maneno, lakini ikiisha yule mtu ataadhirika pakubwa ni CS security. Githurai police station 100% CDF. Gatongora police station 100% CDF. Muhoko police station, not police post, police station with cells 100% CDF. 3 post CDF. Saa hii kama nimesimama hapa, as much you are straining on budget, Mwalimu farm pahali ng'ombe na mbuzi kwa zinaibiwa na ukachukua changamoto ya kuzuia, we are constructing a police post with CDF with lines for the police officers. Saa hii kienda. That notwithstanding, the CDF have done last year 128 classes in Iroiro. It's good for that to go on record. Kwa hivyo mimi niseme kazi hata kama mimi ni mwanasiasa, kazi ni yetu wote. Ni vile tu sina uniform, lakini kazi tufanye wote. Kuna mengine yametajwa kuhusu vijana wetu. Na mimi hata nitasema vile ule kijana amesema hapa. Hakuna mtoto alijizaa. Na mimi tangu nichaguliwe nimeshuhudia tu ya last time ndio kumekuwa na maandamano na uharibifu ruru. Wakati mwingine mimi sijaona hiyo. Tumefika muhula mwingine wa uharibifu. Lakini watoto ni wale sisi tunazaa. Tujiuliza hata mimi Simon, asubuhi mtoto akitoka ameenda wapi? Ako na nani? Ndio tuweze kusaidiana na walinda usalama wale tuko nao. Kwa hivyo mimi nimekuja hapa kwa sababu hili kongamano ni la maana sana katika katuzi la Kiambu, na uzidi kuja na kutusikiza. Zile administration blocks zimesemekana zikatakatwe, ukasema hakuna budget. Kuna zingine bado ziko gazetted. Kama hii ni ya Kiambu na amepatia na apology yake. Hizi zimekuwa gazetted. Si wapatie waendelee ndio usalama inoge. Na ukienda kwa meza yako utakuta za Ruiru. We are almost 1 million people. Na wafanyikazi hakuna, hawataweza, lazima uwasaidie. Mimi sisemi mengi, nimuite Mheshimiwa Karongo Dhangwa na vile vile kuja aendelee.
Thank you very much, Bwana CS, Kipchumba Murkomen, all the police officers and their ranks, the chiefs, honorable members of the County Assembly. Hamjambo. Mine is very short because as an elected leader, I also have to say a few things. And I would want to welcome you, Mheshimiwa Kipchumba Murkomen, to Kiambu, because I remember very well, ulinisaidia sana wakati wa campaign. Na hata TV siku anatoka kwa TV ukiwa senator, because I wanted to learn the way you are fighting for your people. Sasa najua niliingia na nafanya vizuri hata labda zaidi sasa. So my work is to fight for our people, and what we do is not politics, it's just to echo and enhance what our people are saying. Today, even if I came late, you have summarized very well from what was requested here. And I believe it's my work and the work of the honorable members to now pursue you and follow you to make sure that those deadlines that you have given umetimiza. Kuna September, kuna October, na kuna November. So that is the work. So that if you need resources, because they need resources, the resources are budgeted by the National Assembly, not by the Senate. It is the National Assembly, the members of Parliament. So I believe from what you're getting from this kongamano, it will enhance you when it comes to proposing the budget votes. And I know, because I don't like to be like the politicians who take advantage of an event to be seen they are fighting for the people, mine is to say that I already started. And on 9th of May 2024, your predecessor, Kithure Kindiki, was at the Senate. And I told him the police in Kiambu County are complaining, are crying because of mobility. Out of 15 police divisions, only 5 they don't have police vehicles. That is, you have been told Githurai, there's Ndeia, there's Githunguri, there is Ruiru, and there is another one I'm forgetting. And he said, we will do it. So that is 1 year since we discussed that. So I believe, because out of the 59 police stations in Kiambu County, 35 do not have vehicles. Kiambu, the main one here, they share their car with Kiamombi, I don't know where and everywhere. And we know all these statistics. And it is our work to follow up, to make sure that it is done. So because we have been sitting here the whole time, we have to make sure that it is done. We don't want to come back again here to scare two chief, bado anasema hana nduthi. You know, we have to make sure that now we finish that through budgeting. And we will support wherever we are. And I would also want to ask even the members of parliament, because they are the one with CDF. And by the way, as a senator, I am supporting CDF. Because you know, at the Senate, sometimes they are not supporting CDF. But I support CDF because it was the first devolution. And if we kill CDF, you can imagine when we have a bad government that say it won't send resources to you because your MP is not singing the tune. Wacha pesa ikuje tutashughulikia baadaye. So that is the reason why I'm supporting CDF. And that's why I'm asking them when they come for this empowerment, beba nduthi 5 ya machief. Unaachia manduthi hapo, 5 ya machief tutakuwa tukisolve as we go on. As I conclude, the issue in Kiambu, as you have been told, is insecurity and drugs and mobility. Mheshimiwa, hawa watu ni wazuri sana hawa. Hawa wanataka tu facilitation kidogo, nduthi here, gari pale, stipend ikapatikana pale. Hata hutashinda ukiwaambia wasiseme one time. Hapana, watakuwa tu wanakusherehekea when you come, when those things are happening. You know, because if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, they have to say, it doesn't work. So for me, I ask for only 2 things. And I agree with you, and this is my conclusion, Bwana CS. You have said that police should not be used or should not involve themselves with political matters. That one I support you. You say chiefs and administration officers, they should not involve themselves in politics. I support you on that. But also, let's tell them that they should not be used as instrument to bring down those who are politicians, like me. Mimi nikisema wantamu yangu pale wacha niseme niende. Hakuna haja nisikie tear gas, nisikie kitu ingine. So that is the prayer that I only have, Bwana CS, so that we can coexist. Because these are our brothers, this is our sisters. I'm the Senator Kiambu, I am Karongo Wadhangwa. I will vote, you will vote. And you know where you will vote. So don't involve yourself in politics, but as I do my politics, wacha mimi niseme, nipite, wakinisikia sawa, wakisikia hiyo ingine sawa, na sisi tutamaliza. Si mambo ndio hayo. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. I take this opportunity to invite the Deputy Governor of Kiambu County. Karibu.
Asante mgeni wetu wa heshima, Mheshimiwa CS Kichiba Murkomen, and all protocols observed. Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Ningetaka kuchukua nafasi hii to welcome you, Bwana CS, to Kiambu County. And I also apologize that I came after you this morning. The reason being that we were expecting you to visit us or to pay a courtesy call in our office, but I think time was not on your side. You are welcome any other time. Most of the officers today, I noted that they were talking about welfare issues, yeah? But I want to say that it was okay to talk about welfare issues because Bwana CS, according to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiological needs or welfare issues are the most basic. And there is no way you can go to the next level if you have not achieved the basic. So thank you because you have committed yourself to solve most of the welfare issues so that next time when you come, we are now going to tackle security issues, which comes next in the hierarchy. I'd like to say that I've taken note of issues raised that touch on functions that are for the county. I heard about the liquor licensing, boreholes, emergency ambulance services, rehab center, etc., etc. And I want to commit myself and say that indeed I'm going to make sure that all these issues get to the governor's desk, and I hope they will be solved. Sasa nilikuwa nimetayarisha mambo mawili matatu ya kusema katika mkutano huu, na ningetaka kuomba Bwana CS unipatie tu dakika mbili niyapitie haraka nitasoma tu. So leo tumekusanyika hapa Kiambu ili tuzungumzie jambo muhimu linalogusa moyo wa taifa letu. Usalama na amani nchini Kenya. Sote tunajua kuwa vitisho vikubwa tunavyokabiliana navyo si kutoka nje bali ni vya ndani. Mivutano ya kisiasa na hasira kwa wananchi. Tusipozitafutia suluhisho mapema zitaweza kusababisha migongano ya kisiasa na hata uasi. Ni kweli kuwa hasira na stress kwa wananchi wetu zinatokana na hali ngumu ya kiuchumi, umaskini na ukosefu wa ajira kwa vijana. Tukiachilia hali hii iendelee, inaweza kuwa hatari. Ndio maana kama viongozi ni lazima tutafute namna ya kuwapa watu wetu matumaini na nafasi ya kujitegemea kimaisha. Serikali inapaswa kuzingatia uwezeshaji wa kiuchumi kwa vijana na uudaji wa ajira endelevu. Vijana wetu wasiachwe bila shughuli. Tuwape kazi na fursa. Tusaidie ujuzi wa kibiashara, mafunzo ya skills mbalimbali na upatikanaji wa mikopo nafuu. Shuleni tuwafunze elimu ya amani na critical thinking ili vijana wetu wawe na hekima ya kutatua changamoto za kimaisha. Ni lazima tuwatie moyo kuwa sehemu ya suluhisho, sio sehemu ya matatizo. Mivutano inayotokea serikalini pia inaweza kumalizwa iwapo tutazingatia kanuni za katiba yetu. Tuwe na usawa. Tukigawa rasilimali kwa haki ili kila eneo lisione kama limesahaulika. Tuwe na demokrasia katika maamuzi. Tupambane na ufisadi na matumizi baya ya rasilimali ya umma na tuongoze kwa uwajibikaji, uwazi. Zaidi ya yote, Kenya inahitaji viongozi wenye uzalendo. Viongozi wanaokwepa lugha ya chuki, uchochezi na matamshi ya kuumiza. Viongozi wanaosikiliza malalamiko ya wananchi na kuyatatua kwa hekima. Mwisho, ni lazima tuwekeze kwenye mijadala ya mazungumzo kama tunavyoyafanya leo. Mazungumzo huleta watu pamoja, hupunguza mvutano na kuimarisha usalama wa ndani. Ninapenda kumpongeza sasa Waziri Kipchumba Murkomen kwa kuanzisha jukwaa la usalama. Hii ndiyo njia bora ya kujenga Kenya yenye amani na mshikamano. Tujitolee sote kwa safari hii ya amani, uongozi wa uwajibikaji na uwezeshaji wa wananchi, kwa maana tukiwapa vijana wetu matumaini, tukiwapa wananchi kazi na viongozi wakihesabiwa haki, basi Kenya haitakuwa tu salama bali itastawi. So whatever I'm saying, in short, that the biggest responsibility lies with the leaders. We need leaders who are able to respect the principles of our Constitution, so that they are able to be accountable, transparent. They can distribute resources equally, so that no one feels left out and no one feels like they are not considered. So with those very few remarks, I want to thank you na karibuni tena. Yes. Now I take this opportunity, ningetaka niwaulize tafadhali tuweze kusimama ili mwalike Bwana CS aweze kutuzungumzia. Karibu sana.
Haya, tusimame wote. Haya, tupigie hao makofi. Bado mkutano mpaka saa moja. Kaa chini. Actually, you are very lucky. This is the earliest jukwaa la usalama kuisha kwa Kenya mzima. Yeah, this is the earliest. The latest was Turkana 7:30 na tulianza 9, na Nakuru was 7:15, Kajiado was 7, and Nawapi? Yeah, Turkana was the longest, 7:30. The one which has the earliest kwa kuisha was 6 p.m. Yeah? West Pokot was 6. I think 5:30. So mmemaliza hii mapema. Pigieni makofi. Kwanza let me say, kabla sijafunga kabisa, let me introduce senior government officials tumekuja na hawa. Wote walikuwa wamekuwa introduced, but I want moja ongea, a bit of them to say something in brief. Omorikwa, huyu ndio anasimamia nakada na ndio tunataka afanye kitu. Ndio hii. Yeah. Aseme kitu kidogo. Nakada, please. 1 minute. Fungua hapo or something ama imeisha.
Asante sana waziri. Waziri, kwanza ningependa kukushukuru na tumesalimu amri ya ile makataa ya siku 100 umetupa kusafisha area. Waziri, tukisafisha Kiambu, we have dealt with 50% of Nairobi. Kwa heshima ningependa kumjulisha mshirikishi wa eneo hili ambaye ana uzoefu mkubwa wa kufanya kazi katika hii area. Warui amefanya kazi katika hii area miaka 5 in the central region. Salimia.
Thank you, sir. Once again, Waziri, thank you very much. All protocols observed. And I think tumekuwa na mkutano mzuri sana. The issues we have addressed are the same issues we have been talking. And actually in the entire central region, the RC is here when he was in Muranga. This is what has been our problem. So maybe these are a preview that these are some issues which you repeat in the entire counties. And I like the approach you are taking. And I would also want to request that let's make it a commitment. Tusiongee hapa turudi ishe. Let's now, from now,
go and practice what you are discussing, because we usually say we have the solutions to our problems. Sisi ndio tunasuluhisha hizi shida zote. So if every one of us plays their respective roles, kuanzia assistant chief, wazee wa kijiji, all the way up to waziri, and you have assured us of their support, we'll solve this problem once and for all. So thank you very much for the forum, and we are ready and willing to support as Nakada in this area. We are very much together, hata sisi anajua hivyo, and we'll do the best. Thank you. Na nimeombwa na RC nitangaze kuwa wale walikuwa wamepewa feedback forms, please make sure wapeana wapi? Kwa secretariat ama kwa registration list, usiondoke nayo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Leo ndo siku ya kwanza, bado siku 99. Waziri, tuko kazini. Asante.
Pigia hawa makofi. Na hakuna, let me tell you, hakuna mtu atapika simu. Akikupigia simu mwambia ongea na Murkomen. Regional Commissioner nani? Hakuna. Even if you are elected by who, bora tu unatengeneza pombe haramu, we are on you 100%. Kesi tutafanyia huko mbele. Yeah, thank you very much. Nataka in 100 days ni Kiambu ikuwe safi, lakini the daily work ni OCS na chief. Haya, tuko hapa na commissioner wa prisons, Mr. Patrick Arandu. Salimia hawa watu 1 minute, commissioner. Hata wasikie sauti yako. Unajua tukishika hawa unatusaidia sana kurekebisha hawa huku.
Thank you, sir. Our CS service commanders, Deputy Governor, honorable members of parliament present, my fellow colleagues, good afternoon, good evening. Waziri, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Patrick Arandu, the Commissioner General of Prisons. The issues which have been raised, particularly touching on my docket, I've heard and will be able to do the necessary. During our budget processes, we'll be able to take into consideration the issues that arise from Kiambu County. Waziri, within this county, we have Kiambu prisons, we have Ruiru, and we have Thika. And the Prison Staff Training College is here within this county, and the commandant is here. This is the commandant, Angus Masoro. In addition to that, Waziri, maybe just to mention it is that we are in the tail end of the criminal justice system. And all those with deviant and criminal tendencies end up in the prisons. However, we do take the responsibility of not only containing, but rehabilitating those who have been put in our custody. I want to implore upon the society that those who are discharged back to the society, those who are integrated back to the society, accept them because they are part and parcel of the society, so that they may not reoffend and come back to the prisons. Thank you, Waziri. Asante.
Pigia makofi. You know, I was telling Commissioner General, yeye anang'ang'ana kudecongest prison. Sisi tunang'ang'ana kuhakikisha wakae kidogo zaidi huko. So I'm just saying, wenye tuko nje huko tunataka waingie ndani. Wenye wako ndani wanataka kuja nje. So it's a balancing act, especially when we are saying decongesting prisons program. Aya, now ningependa kuwajulisheni Deputy Inspector General of Police wetu Mheshimiwa Gilbert Masengeli wa APS.
Thank you, Sir Waziri. Wenzi wangu, waheshimiwa, chiefs, afande OCS, na wote wananchi ambao mko hapa, hamjambo. Angalia mwenzako, mwambie asante sana. Mwambie Mungu anakupenda. Mwambie wewe ni mtu muhimu sana kwa hii serikali ya Kenya. You are a very important person because you are the government at the grassroots. And don't wait for another wazee kukuja. Hakuna wazee wengine watakuwa ati wanakuwa zaidi ya nyinyi, hakuna. It's you. You've got a privilege to know, you have a duty to act. Tunaongea. Sir, I want to assure you, ile yote wameongea hapa tumeyasikia na tutafanya. but tukumbushane kwamba your direction that you've taken is better than the speed that you'll take. But you've given us 100 days. We'll make sure within that 100 days the result are seen. One of the chiefs says, absence of evidence is not evidence of the absence. That is very true, Bwana Chief. And to us, ourselves, is that we should do as the chief has said, because we normally wear some other lenses when we go to the brewers, to the illegal brews, and ensure that we see where it is not. And not finding that brew guy or the criminal does not mean that he does not exist. He exists. Am I communicating? Jambo lingine ni tuongeleshane kwamba president alisema pale nyuma, the president for the universities, kwamba ni mzuri tukuwe na jukwaa la hao. Waziri amesema tutakuwa nayo, and they matter a lot, because ours is just to pass on legacy to the champions of tomorrow, and really you are the champions of tomorrow. As you had said, you work hard, siku moja utajipata kama waziri. That is very good of you, but drug and substance abuse is real, and I'll ask ourselves to keep off it, because we will spare nobody as it has been advised. For the politicians, do not politicize security. Community policing, it involves all of us. It is you and me to ensure that community policing is done. But also remember, with community policing is a matter of trust and a mistrust. So, trust is earned. You cultivate it, you'll earn it. Si wakuletee ripoti kwamba huyu jamaa anakuanga mkora usiku. Alafu, before huyu mkora mwenye ameambiwa, anarudi kwako anakwambia wewe ndio unasema mimi ni mkora. Hapana, you have to know how to keep the operation security. Sindio? Trust is earned. For the youths, you are the champions of tomorrow. We want to ensure that we pass on legacy to you guys. But also remember, kuna chief moja alisema ati watoto wanapotea. Watoto wetu wametushinda, wanalewa. The Bible is very clear in Hosea 4:6. My people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. Unaona mtu anakimbia mbio hapa mbio, ati anasikia ama anakufa njaa vile chief moja alisema. But huyo akona mkate mkononi. Huyo atakuwa anakufa njaa kwa kukimbia ama kwa kuchakua. He will be dying of hunger because of the choice. Akona mkate mkononi na anasema anakufa njaa. What am I saying? You have all the apparatus to make you work. First, stop your mambo ya illicit brew, because it starts with you and me to ensure that is done. For the president ya university, nowadays, police officers are our brothers, they are our friends, they are our colleagues, they are our relatives. Si kama miaka ile ya kitambo unaona mtu anakimbia, unamuuliza unakimbia nini polisi. Pia nakujoin, mnaenda mbio kwa sababu ya police brutality. Iliisha. Thank you, sir.
Pigeni makofi DIG Masengeli. And finally, let me invite DIG KPS, Bwana Eliud Lagat. Karibu.
Waziri wetu wa usalama, Mheshimiwa Kipchumba Murkomen, Your Excellency the Deputy Governor, leaders, present, colleagues, good afternoon. Mungu ni mwema na kila wakati. We've been seated here the whole day listening to you and listening to wananchi by extension. I want to assure you that us who are seated here, we are 100% committed to making sure that everything in terms of security is addressed. I want to urge you who are seated over there, being representative of the many people, and you are going back this evening to those people. I want to ask you that it is time to move out of boardrooms, to move out of your offices and go and meet the people and deal with the crimes that we've discussed here today, because that is where the road meets the rubber. So it is important that every aspect that we've discussed here today, and with the given 100 days that have been given today, 99 remaining, it is important, especially the fight against the drugs and alcohol. Let's start from there as we move to other important aspects of security. I want to give you my assurance that we will support each and every aspect and directive and every intention so that the common wananchi will have it advance their socio-economic activities. It's important because we need to move this country into a better place for our children in the near future. Thank you so very much and God bless.
Haya, pigeni hao wote makofi. Now, first of all, let me say that, let me thank the leaders. Thank you, DG. This is the first time I've seen a public officer read his or her speech in Kiswahili. Pigeni makofi, DG. Yeah. I thought initially you were translating as you read. Then I realized you were serious. So I want to thank you very much for coming to welcome me and being with me in this function. Actually, I was to come for a courtesy call at the governor's office. Unfortunately, we were also supposed to be at the airport to see off His Excellency, which we were supposed to see after this. But you see, you have pushed the time too far. So it's because of that pressure that I requested that we stand over. But when next time I come for work here, I will pass by the office of the governor so that we can discuss these issues. But you've had the issue of alcohol licensing, and I want you to really, really take it seriously, and appreciate the governor, the county government for your support in today's meeting. Thank you very much. I want to thank the MCAs. Thank you, Ruth, for taking charge, and for all of them for making the comments they made. Let's work together as partners, particularly using county legislation to protect our people, making sure that there is a robust legal framework where it can facilitate intergovernmental relations, national and county government. We find nobody's fighting the legal alcohol. What we are dealing with is the illegal one, you know. So people want to do business of selling legal ones, must abide by what time it is sold, what type is sold, it is sold to who, it is sold to where. This is what the people of Kenya are asking for, so that we can all of us protect our children. We recently passed a policy to deal with that issue. So I want to thank you, County Assembly members, and going forward, I look forward to even more greater engagement. Some of the issues you raised about recruitment and taking care of those who went to NYS, it is true. We will give greater priority to those also who went to NYS, including, actually, NYS is also itself is a recruitment center for getting some officers. Community policing, I just want to insist that community policing is not a police thing. It is driven by the society. Like one of the MCAs spoke, I forgot her name, she said the question of security starts with me. Sorry, remind me your name. Emily, yeah. It starts with us. It is the consciousness of us in the community accepting that security is a collective responsibility. Law enforcement may be by different people, but keeping our environment secure is by no. And there is the person who made the most eloquent statement on community policing was President Uhuru Kenyatta. I was there myself. After the many cases of cases of terrorism. It happened because that time terror was all over, because people were not asking themselves, nani huyu anaishi kwa hii nyumba is related to nani, and that's how it started way before community policing. But revitalization of community policing was in the first term of Jubilee administration because of the concern that many characters were living around us. So I've been told now hapa Kiambu muko na wageni wengi sana. Yeah? Mtu ametoka Elgeyo Marakwet anakuja kuishi Banana, si ndio? Ametoka Mombasa amekuja kuishi hapa Kabete and so forth. Hata mimi nilianzia karibu na Kabete hapo maisha. So wakati town inakuwa ngumu, Kiambu ndio inasaidia na watu watakuwa wanasonga songa. Kwa hii dual carriage watu wataanza kuishi kwa lari wakikuja town. But it's important that when new people come, it's important to know them, to know who is staying here, get to know them. Otherwise, we'll be harboring criminals around ourselves. Kwanza, we also have, I'm told, some foreigners wenye wako hapa. Some of them, we don't know them, what they are doing, and so forth. It's important to, through Nyumba Kumi, we can be able to know those who are in the country with proper documentation, proper work permit, na wenye wamekuja kufanya ukora. Mliona kwa Nakuru mtu wa siku ya maandamano ingine hapo Nakuru, alikuwa amenoa panga kwa floor. Mliona mtu hapo? Alikuwa ananoa panga kwa nini? Huyo. Na tukamshika. Na kidogo let me not say this. Wale ambao walikuwa wanataka kumtetea hawakujua hata anatoka Uganda. Yeah? Sasa huyu jamaa anatoka wapi? Uganda. Imagine foreigner amefika Kenya, ako maandamano mbele na panga. Na hawezi, na kwa Kampala wajana na maandamano hawezi hata ongea. Wakati tulimpeleka tukafukisha Uganda. Naambiwa alipofika huko aliambia mtu Museveni asijue kwamba nimerudi dunia hii. So we have to protect our own country. Hakuna mtu some of these characters who are involving hata kwa hii maandamano za juzi, some of them were hired. We found them from neighboring countries. Yeah? Some of them were arrested. These ones who are infiltrating whatever. Watu wamezoea nchi yetu. We have to be serious. And so under Nyumba Kumi protocol, we can be able to know who is who has papers, who doesn't have papers, and therefore, of course, we respect East African Community Protocol, but some of them even don't come from East Africa. And it's important to note them and to note what exactly they are doing here. So Nyumba Kumi is community initiative. And I have told the IG, Mr. Kanja, that community policing department, working together with Nyumba Kumi, we want to do a proper campaign in Nyumba Kumi so that people are conscious about their neighborhood. Yeah, because that will reduce crime by a big margin. And that's extremely important. Leaders have also raised issues to do with vehicles. Yeah, my police stations here. As I've told you, we are doing the procurement now. Hopefully, Treasury completes soon so that by October, November latest, we should have our police stations having vehicles. We may not have all of them having, but if we can reduce the numbers, yeah, ile police station haina magari, it will be extremely. And Mheshimiwa Kingara has spoken very well. DIG, from your magari ile iko garage wapi, enda urepair patia huyu mtu gari yake bwana ile ilichomwa please. Yeah, Githurai ipewe gari. Yeah, Githurai is highly populated, so tunakupatia wiki ngapi? Wiki mbili patia huyo mtu gari yake ya Githurai police station at least for the effort he has made to come for the meeting and here to make sure that hiyo Githurai is basically serviced. But eventually now we will deal, when the other vehicles come, we will take care of the other police stations in mmesema zote. And also do these for chiefs and so forth, as I've already explained to you. And then ningependa kushukuru pia wabunge wenzetu hapa, Simon Kingara hapa na ule student yangu Senator Karungo Wadangwa. Nyinyi hamjui nimetoka wapi na hiyo mtu. Anajua hakutaka tukusema hapa because hataki nichukue credit. Nilipata amezama. Alikuwa anaelekea alikuwa kwingine. Nikaenda kufanya recruitment. Nikamwambia kuja upande huu. Akakubali, akakuja. Sasa saa hii anataka kupotea tena lakini nitatengeneza mpaka hingiane. Kwa sababu makosa ni yangu. Mimi ndio nilienda kumtafuta. So akipotea nitaulizwa, hakuna mtu mwingine ataulizwa, lazima ningangane tu. Nione, lakini uzuri moja juzi sijapata sana kama alilipa wakora. So kaa namna hiyo. Usiingie mambo ya unajua kuna wenzako kwa hii maandamano hao ndio wanaenda kurecruit wakora huko. Uzuri ya huyu anawacha wale wengine wasanye akishakuja anakuja kwa address ajui ilisanywa namna gani. So yeye wakati tunatafuta nani amekosea yeye hayuko kwa list, lakini wale wengine wanazoa ameshaongea mambo yake ameenda. Uzuri nimeuliza hapa ni kwa nini anafanya hivyo. Nimeambiwa na DIG alikuwa seminary Eldoret, karibu akuwe priest. Alafu akawacha hiyo maneno kuja hapa. So being my friend, I agree with you entirely kwamba our police wetu, officers wetu hawako katika mambo ya siasa, na hawezi tumikia siasa ya mrengo huu ama mrengo ule mwingine. Kama mtu wako, hapana. Police officers, chiefs wanajua hawako kwa siasa yao, wana support serikali, government policy, government programs, wana ensure that there is enforcement of law and order, na wataarrest mtu without fear or favor. We'll make sure that every person mwenye anafanya makosa, haijalishi yako mrengo huu ama ule mwingine. That's why wewe rafiki yangu tunacheka pamoja, lakini ukikusa ile line mbaya nitatuma mkate wherever utapatikana huko. Lakini ukienda line mzuri, me I don't care if you say 1 or 2 or 3. Unajua sasa wewe ukisema one term, watu wa Kiambu wanaweza assume ni wewe kwa sababu uko first term. Sasa wanaweza sema basi huyu ashakubali mambo ya one term, tutafute mwingine ya another term. So hiyo mimi sina haja na hiyo. Mimi haja yangu ni kuchunga nyinyi wananchi. Si namna hiyo? Ni lazima tuchunge wananchi wetu, tusonge mbele pamoja, and that's why hao wanaweza sema what they want to say, but not a police officer, not a chief, not an ACC. We are all serving the government of the day, and it's our duty to make sure that we push these programs isonge mbele, ndio nchi yetu iweze kasonga mbele. Otherwise